France is a cosmopolitan country in the heart of Europe, with its capital being Paris, its official currency being the euro, and a population of over 68 million people. 7.7% of this population is foreign, primarily coming from Algeria and Morocco, with a small portion hailing from other European countries and South America, and they are predominantly settled in Paris and the largest cities. With its approximately 550,000 square kilometers, France is considered a fairly densely populated country, as the population density is 124 people per square kilometer. France is a country loaded with pros when it comes to deciding on a potential destination to settle in, but like any place, it also has significant cons that you should take into account. That's why today, we will take you on an extraordinary walk, more extraordinary than the usual, and show you the advantages and disadvantages of immigrating to France. Let's start with the advantages. Cuisine is a strong point in favor of France. The country ranks 9th among the best cuisines in the world, according to the Taste Atlas scale, a highly regarded culinary guide in this field. Another advantage of living in France is the quality of its public healthcare system. The World Health Organization has declared that France is a leader in overall public healthcare, ranking first among the top 10 countries globally, alongside nations such as Italy, Andorra, Malta, Spain, Austria, and Japan. Anyone who obtains a carte vitale is entitled to an excellent public healthcare system, which includes hospitalization, medical and dental services, examinations and tests, and the corresponding medications. French salaries are quite competitive. In fact, France is the 6th country in the European Union in terms of monthly salary amount, with a minimum wage for 2023 of 1,747 euros, surpassed only by Luxembourg, Germany, the Netherlands, Ireland, and Belgium, according to the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies, INSEE. Workers have their labor rights guaranteed, and there is a good balance between work and personal life, with a 35-hour work week. Regarding the Human Development Index, according to the United Nations, as of the end of 2022, France showed improvement, ranking 28th globally. This signifies an improvement in 3 variables: life expectancy, education, and quality of life. In fact, the overall life expectancy in France is 82.4 years, with a mortality rate of 9.8%. Economic data for France for this year is mostly positive. In the second quarter of 2023, France's gross domestic product grew by 0.5% compared to the previous quarter, reaching 702.586 million euros. This positioned France as the 6th largest economy in Datos Macro's quarterly GDP ranking, a strong position. The quarterly per capita was 10,321,000 euros, representing an increase of 676 euros compared to the same quarter of the previous year, placing France 19th in this ranking. Regarding inflation, in July 2023, the annual variation rate of the Consumer Price Index in France was 4.3%, which, although relatively high, represented a decrease of 0.2 compared to the previous month, indicating some stability or moderation. There was no monthly variation in the CPI, resulting in an accumulated inflation rate of 3.1% for the year 2023. As we can see, this European country has significant advantages that make it an attractive destination for migration. However, what are its disadvantages? Is it really worth it? Below, we will highlight the most visible disadvantages of the country so that you can judge for yourself. In recent times, France has witnessed a crisis in social and political stability on its streets. It all began in 2022 when a surge in fuel prices led to a significant social upheaval. During 2023, government reform policies regarding the pension system sparked massive and severe protests in March, as they were perceived as detrimental to workers. In June, the death of a teenager at the hands of the police for refusing to stop at a police checkpoint triggered a series of demonstrations and street protests. This incident was seen as a result of police abuse driven by racism and resulted in significant material losses. These events garnered so much attention that the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights deemed it necessary to request that France address the deep-seated problems of racism within its law enforcement agencies. Additionally, the lack of investment in vulnerable neighborhoods, where most immigrants reside, has created an atmosphere of instability due to the government's failure to implement measures that promote social and economic mobility. One of the major challenges faced by immigrants upon arrival in the country is the high cost of renting. France has an average purchase price of €4,455 per square meter for apartments and €2,347 per square meter for houses, although these figures are somewhat distorted by the high cost of living in Paris. Just to give you an idea, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment is €1,100 in the capital. However, in other cities like Lille, these figures drop to €605 per month. Buying a house in France is not an option for all foreigners, as it requires a substantial capital investment. If you're leaning towards purchasing, you should know that the average price of an apartment for sale in France is €261,962, and for houses for sale, it's €296,967. In comparison with some other European Union countries, France's unemployment rate could be considered relatively high. In fact, only 5 EU member states have worse figures in this regard. Within the European Union, the countries with higher unemployment rates in February 2023 were Spain, with 12.8%, Greece, with 11.4%, and Italy, with 8%. Sweden, with 7.6%, Cyprus, with 7.4%, and France, with 7%, followed, according to data provided by the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies as of June 2023. Statistically, the crime rate in France is moderate. French authorities take citizen safety very seriously. However, despite these efforts, the crime rate in France stands at 54.56 points, which is less favorable compared to other European countries. For instance, in mid-2023, the number of intentional homicides reached 734, ranking France as the 4th European country with the highest number of homicides, surpassing Spain, Germany, and the United Kingdom, according to Numbio's website. While in August 2023, the French feel a high level of security when walking alone during the day. With a score of 63.29 points, the index drops significantly to 36 points at night, especially in cities like Marseille, Montpellier, and Grenoble, which are considered less safe. Legally immigrating to France has become more complicated in recent years, requiring more procedures if you are not originally from a European country. Agreements with the European Union have prioritized European immigrants over those from Latin America or other countries with fewer opportunities. As you can see, France offers a wide range of benefits that make the country an attractive destination for many immigrants. After all this information, what is your opinion on the matter? Are you prepared to pack your bags? This concludes our extraordinary walk for today. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Until the next extraordinary walk.